What's up, guys? We all get circuit codes. Circuit codes can be frustrating. Here's 5 quick things you can do to test them. First thing you want to do is check your open circuit voltage. Unloaded, how much voltage do I have there? You do that with a DVOM. You can do it with a test light too. If it's a 12 volt circuit, you can absolutely do it with a test light. You can do it with a DVOM. You get a pretty clear picture of what you have there. Simple, quick, easy. Next thing you do is load test. Isolate the circuit, disconnect everything from it, hook a headlight up to one end, put power and ground to the other end, and you can check that circuit 2 legs at a time. Real quick, real simple, and you know if you can move current. Resistance checks are something a lot of people do that are really ineffective. You can have one strand of wire that will give you a perfect resistance check. But if you have a bunch of corrosion, you might catch it, you might not. A load test will catch it, 100%. You can move voltage. If you can't move current, you know. Next thing you do is a voltage drop test. A circuit, by definition, a circuit has to use up all available voltage. So you can check across component, make sure you're pulling what you should. You can check end to end on a wire, and a voltage drop, you're measuring the same leg of the circuit. All right, you're going to go from the positive to the component on the positive. You should have minimal to no voltage drop depending on how much current is moving. You can check fuses this way too. If you have minimal voltage drop across a fuse, you're good. If you drop 12 volts across a fuse, that fuse has checked out. Resistance, you can use resistance if you have a known value, a thermistor, a solenoid coil. You may not be able to have a known value for all of your solenoids, but you can tell if that solenoid is open or shorted real quickly. Thermistors, can terminating resistors, can be very useful to check resistance on that. Last thing is going to be pin tension. With quality adapters, drag test. Look for signs of fretting, look for signs of corrosion. And the tooling to do all of this is relatively cheap. Meters, the sky's the limit with meters, but you can get some pretty basic meters that will do everything you need them to do, and they don't have to be insanely expensive, as long as they are accurate. I have had issues with Curian meters being inaccurate. Some guys love them. I am not a fan because I have had some major inaccuracies with them. But Fluke, Power Probe, SnapOn, Matco, whatever you want to go with. I like the SnapOn with the weird shape because it's got a big screen and my eyes are shit. But you don't need that. I still have a Fluke 87 and a Fluke 88 that are probably 20 years old that get used pretty frequently. Quality leads. You've got to have good leads. I like double banana leads. Pomona makes a set. I replace them every year. Every single year I replace them. I cannot tell you how many times I've been burned by leads that were just worn out. They get used, they get abused, they do fail. Check your leads. Every month, hook up each lead individually. Go, these are double banana, so it's not bad. But you go your resistance terminal to your common terminal and see what your resistance is on that lead. If it's over 0, replace it. It will save you. Test light, good test light that is incandescent is priceless. That is a frequently used tool, and I wear those out pretty quick too. The cables on them, it's cheap enough to replace them, so I don't really worry too much about, rebuilding them, anything like that. Just every year or two, I buy a new test light. Load testing, I usually do with an 8.7 headlight bulb. Works just fine. Does everything I need it to do. I'm probably not checking a starter circuit with that, but I can check a starter control with it. But 99% of what we do, an H7 headlight, plenty of current to make sure things are doing what they need to do. Last thing is quality terminal adapters. AES and Pico make some awesome adapters, even if you don't have a Pico scope. I like double banana meter leads because I can put every adapter out of that AES uTest kit and all of my clamps, back probes, all of that stuff out of the Pico kit on them and not have a problem. Last thing, do not be afraid to use piercing probes if you have to. If you have a micro dent or something, do not stick anything in the front side of that connector. Use a piercing probe behind it, far enough away that you can repair it and seal it up. Breaks happen. You pull on a lead too hard and pop a wire, it happens. Give yourself the room to repair it if you have to. Try and be careful, obviously, but sometimes things happen. I get it. Make sure you repair it correctly. See you around next time.